What's up, everybody? It's your favorite dynamic duo, Calvin and Hobbs, back here once again with another whiteboard video. Today, we are ranking the most annoying motorcycle fan bases. Logan, surely this one is going to be a little spicy.
Definitely, yeah. It's like we're investigating who are the Disney adults of the motorcycling world.
Well, Logan, you have your Grogu Rock helmet on speed dial, right? You have that thing coming in.
They're back ordered right now, but I have a deposit down.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. Don't worry, folks. So today's video, we're going to be looking at bike brands, bike models, very specific fan bases. We're not just going to be doing like, oh, Bike Talk Guys or Leader Bike Guys. It's very specific fan bases, but there's a twist. We're also going to tell you, is there merit to these fan bases? Do these people have a point in anything that they say? Or are they totally off the mark? Let's start somewhere rather unexpected. A motorcycle fandom that I think most people would think is very annoying. We actually don't think is that annoying. It's real bike Harley guys. And you know the type, Logan, the guy that rides a Big Daddy CVO bagger says, that's a real bike.
Right.
So why are these guys annoying?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just there's a massive disconnect, of like they think displacement is everything, big, loud, stonking V-twin engines. So when they talk to someone that rides even a 1000, but specifically a 600, even though it's twice as fast as their big bagger, they're like, that's just a girl's bike, that's a starter bike, when are you gonna get a real bike? And that rubs a lot of fast boys the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure. And fast boys love being rubbed the right way when they're hanging out in their group rides together. 100%. I see Bike Talk guys doing that all the time. Some of it's very homoerotic for some reason.
Yeah, they're just good friends. It's nice
they're
to see.
Very good friends. They're wearing pajama pants, just hugging up and loving on each other.
Yeah, it's just different. We grew up, your friend, you were very mean to your male friends. That's how you knew you were close.
That's
it's a different generation now.
Different generations. They're too soft, Logan. So anyways, the real bike thing, it's like guys have these big stonking bikes. They think that, the size of the bike matters for the realness of it, but it also is specifically a Harley thing.
100%.
I think it's like guys who have a Harley, it's like that's a real bike. It's made of metal. It's made in America. It is air cooled. There's like all this sort of mythos behind that.
Job creators.
That's right. I think we can trace this all the way back to the 70s when Japanese bikes first came to the market, the protectionism that they saw in the 80s under Reagan, the fact that Harley has built itself around this like kind of lifestyle brand, and a lot of guys kind of buy into that brand. So is there any merit to this fan base that people say, my bike's a real bike, your bike is a girl's bike?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's necessarily merit to that, but I think the reason they rank so low on the list today is like the Harley guys, the really hard-edged lifestyle, like born and bred Harley guys. I feel like it's a pretty insular crew, you know what I mean? Like they're not out mogging sport bike guys at bike night, at least to my understanding. Maybe in certain parts of the country, Mississippi, Alabama, I've never been. But from wherever I've lived, they kind of just do their own thing, stick to their own crews, and for the most part, mind their own business.
Well, we know that in Mississippi and Arkansas, Logan, there's roving packs of guys in Harleys with get-back whips fighting the other faction of sport bike guys. I mean, those of you who are not from America, you get out of major metro areas, it's real Mad Max stuff out there. You got to be careful. So maybe that's the world that they live in. But I agree. I've been riding for 11 years now. I've met so many people in motorcycling. I have personally never met somebody who has, apropos of nothing, stranger to stranger, just looked at me and said, that's not a real bike. That's never happened. The most that's ever happened is I get out of a gas station, I see a guy, flat brim hat, sitting on a CVO. I'm walking back to whatever bike I'm on, which is obviously not that. We just exchange nodding glances. That's about it.
Ships passing in the night.
Ships passing in the night. And I don't really think they're that annoying, honestly. They're just doing their thing, I'm doing my thing. So, real bike guys, is there merit to it? Is it a real bike? I'm not really. I mean, it's kind of a silly idea, but they're not that annoying.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like we got kind of flipped on it. I feel like I should have done the Harley guy thing and should have got this one. But the next one is sort of the lowest rung of Ducatisti, you could say.
I think so.
And that is Multistrada Dudes.
Multistrada guys. I think they're very annoying, personally. But we have a lot more annoying ones to go to. Here's my thing with Multistrada guys. It's like you chose to be a Ducatisti, but you've done so in the most peculiar way. You've decided to do like a long distance touring Ducati. I think especially if you have one of the newer ones that are not the Pierre Turblanche designed, air-cooled, weird, because like those actually I think are quite interesting relics of a motorcycling time. But if you have a newer Multistrada, I don't know, I just find you very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it's got like luxury SUV vibes, where it's like, it's not really particularly good at SUV stuff. It's just kind of like a lifestyle thing. You want the Ducati brand name, but you don't want a race bike, which is like, then why are you riding a Ducati in the first place?
It's like owning like a Porsche Macan.
Sure.
You're like, okay, that's something. But at least, Logan, they didn't get a GS.
At least they didn't get a GS.
They didn't get a GS.
So maybe that's the merit of the Multistrada.
That's the merit of it, right? Where, you know, these guys will often say stuff like, oh, like, you know, my Multistrada can do everything, the master of all roads. They kind of fall under that category of like, my bike is best bike a little bit, you know, because they are so specific about the model. And people know my opinions on the Multistrada. I just feel like it's a bike that's trying to do too many things, particularly in the rally configuration and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, this bike, it doesn't really succeed on being a sport bike and an off-road bike. It's a touring bike, it's okay at. So it just feels a little overinflated.
Sure.
A little overinflated. So is there any merit to the might of the Multistrada?
I think V2 is like kind of chill. V4 doesn't yet make a lot of sense to me. It's like, that's not where a V4 belongs, you know?
No, it's not where it belongs. So we're gonna maybe put like a question mark and an X. We're kind of like, you know, so on the Multistrada, but they are quite a vociferous bunch, that's for sure. Now, I do agree, we probably had these swapped, but the next one I'm very qualified to talk about, and it is Ninja 500 nerds. So there's two types of Ninja 500 nerd that I'd like to talk about today in terms of them being annoying. Logan, I will take the track-oriented Ninja 500 nerd, and then I think you know the other one I want to talk about. I'll lay it up to you. So the Ninja 500 track nerd that I really think is a little annoying is the guy that is like small bike fetishism. The dude that's like, this is like, you know, I'm gonna eke out every single ounce of performance out of this thing. I'm never gonna upgrade it. I'm gonna throw on all these sparkles. Like, you know, you could be talking about anything and they'll say, oh, I pass leader bikes on the outside on my Ninja 500. I love smoking those leader bikes, you know, with my Ninja 500. And I'm like, buddy, you're in the B group. Of course you're smoking thousands. Like, move up to club racing. Like, it is a slower motorcycle, and that is okay. Like, yes, you have developed some skill. We're very happy to see it, but at some point, you gotta take those skills and translate to a larger motorcycle to extract faster lap times. You're not gonna be running competitive times at Coda. Imagine just sitting at Coda, back straight, just, oh, you know, the engine's just pinging off the limiter in 6, and you're like, I love every moment of this. This is the greatest. This is pure motorsports. So it's a bit silly. Then the other group, of course, is the street guys, right?
And the street Ninja 500 guys are equally as bad in their own way. Like, they're like, somehow manage to like embody everything that's stereotypically silly about Kawasaki ownership, but like nothing cool about it. You know what I mean? Like, borderline bike talk Ninja 500 guys, and like, my Ninja does this, or it's like, dude, if you're gonna do it, get a ZX6. That's my opinion.
And I think it's also like, they suffer from the thing of like, it's their first bike, they're very excited about it, they put a pipe on it, they say my Ninja 500 sounds amazing with the pipe, and I'm like, it just doesn't, and that's okay. And I think maybe, you know, maybe we've done this to ourselves, Logan, because we've spent many years talking about how Ninja 500, 400 are like solved problems for beginner sport bikes, and that's where I kind of come back to the is there merit idea. And honestly, I mean, it is a good bike. It's a solid bike, does everything it's supposed to do. And again, maybe we have contributed to this, just, you know, singing its praises all the time here on the channel. But at the end of the day, it's just a entry-level starter sport bike.
And I think it was specifically when they bumped it up to, you know, the 451cc, started calling it the Ninja 500 KRT edition, 40th anniversary. That was when it really started to rub me the wrong way. You know, like, I'm trying to build it up to be something that's, because if you're just a base Ninja 400 rider and you just kind of do your own thing, whatever, that's cool. But like, the $8,000 Ninja 500 is best bike ever. Good bike for sure. Best bike, interesting bike, cool bike. To my taste, no.
So is there merit to the Ninja 500 nerds? Unfortunately, I do have to say yes. The bike is solid. I understand where they're coming from, but just take a chill pill maybe, okay? Like, you know, pass your buddies on the outside of the leader bikes and B group, but then remember that, you know, you go hang in the expert group, you go hang in club racing. That's why they segment the classes based on displacement, because unfortunately, at the end of the day, you're just not gonna run those times. So, Logan?
Like we said, it's a solid problem. It's a good bike.
Okay.
Are they nerds? Yes, but, you know, what can you do?
That's like half the AMA Noob audience anyways, so maybe we don't antagonize them too much.
Okay. You know what? I'll come out and say it. No more bullshit. I'm sick of it. KTM guys are a different breed, are a unique breed, wouldn't you say?
Very much so. Yeah, very much in the amount of abuse they're willing to take.
Masochistic is what I was
I would say KTM guys are the cucks of the motorcycling world. More than any other brand, more than anybody else. It is crazy the mental gymnastics KTM guys do for their bikes. They are like the poster child of like, it sucks, but you get used to it.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm like, what? You know that nobody else deals with these problems, right? Like they buy a brand new bike, they're like, yeah, you just got to replace the slave cylinder on the clutch because like that's just what you got. It's a KTM, it's what you got to do. And like they have like the parts catalog ready to go. They're like, oh, the Recluse has the right one to replace. I'm like, it's a brand new bike. What are you talking about? You have to replace the thing on a brand new bike.
Yeah.
And that's not even considering like the street guys who are like, you know, stuff blows up every other day. There's electronics issues. Like, oh, it's a KTM. You know, hey, it's a price to pay.
Right.
I'm like, you know, it's not that much more performance.
Right.
I think it's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, but when it works, it's unlike anything else on the road. It's like,
yeah,
okay, kinda, but maybe for a reason, right? Maybe like those specificities of riding a KTM are not found in other bikes because they're kind of, you know, been weeded out of like, you know, the environment.
Yeah. Here's my thing, like KTM dirt bike products, I think are really good. I've sampled many of them. They are genuinely a cut way above any of the other stuff on the market. The street stuff, not so much. There's plenty of street bike stuff that is plenty good, plenty nice. And we're actually working on a video called When Did KTM Start Sucking? And we actually have lots to say about when this change happened. And we feel like the original sin was KTM, you know, kind of deciding to grow beyond their britches a little bit, you know?
They tried to go mainstream and flew too close to the sun.
Yeah, instead of just focusing on the core products, building them in Austria, high quality, they could have been the Austrian Ducati, but they chose to go build little bikes in other places and just got it all messed up.
For shame.
For shame. So is there any merit, Logan, to the KTM evangelism, the KTM fan base?
I mean, probably a little bit for sure. Definitely in like the off-road stuff. There's something kind of cool and interesting about being, so masochistic and be like, yeah, I know this isn't normal to have to contend with these things. Normal bikes don't just like dump their oil like every so often. And I think it's kind of cool that people are like willing to sacrifice that.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna say yes.
Wow.
Like I could see myself in a different timeline, like one or two different butterflies flap their wings and I could have ended up a KTM guy. Like I could see it kinda.
Wow.
In my mind's eye, but.
So for me, I'm gonna say no, but I do agree the dirt bike stuff, it is genuinely world class. It's so much better than the others. It's so much lighter weight. Street bike stuff, not at all. I will put a question mark for me because quite frankly, like if I had owned a KTM and it had even an ounce of the problems I see the ones online, I would never own a KTM again. You know, never again. Actually, I did. My Husqvarna, I owned a KTM product, and I already had this experience where I thought never again.
Did you?
The slave cylinder,
it
had problems. It had tons of problems.
But when it worked,
when it worked, it was really good. It was a great bike.
Yeah.
So I guess they're right. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I have a pretty sweet life here on YouTube being Yami noob, but my least favorite part about this whole thing is letting my giveaway bikes go. I have enjoyed this Aprilia 210 V4 factory so much. I have really loved riding this bike, but it's time for me to say goodbye because this Friday is the last chance you have to get entered to win. That means you gotta head over to yaminoob.co, link down below, pick up a hat, a t-shirt, hoodie, anything you need. Every dollar you spend will be an entry to win, subject to our multiplier, and you'll get entered to win this motorcycle. But if you become a member, you'll get your entries locked in for this bike and all of our future giveaway bikes as well. The next one we're doing after this bike is a Panigale V4, so you're not gonna wanna miss that one. Head to the website, get entered to win, don't miss it. Logan, we got an all-time classic, one that's in the zeitgeist maybe more than any other, and one that people probably feel is incredibly annoying. It is, of course, S1000RR owners. S1000RR owners are really annoying. S1K Rocket. Oh wait, that's an actual guy. Sorry. S1. I didn't mean to call him out in person. They all have the same like S1K username.
Right.
S1K this, S1K that. We were talking about like when did this thing happen with the S1000 that it became this cultural force, and I don't really know, but the people who own them have just, my God, they make endless content about it. They will defend it at no length. It's just crazy.
I think it's a product of the rage bait economy. You know what I mean? Like, I think all those guys doing the short form content, doing the bike talk stuff, doing whatever, they know it's cringe. They know it makes people mad. But it gets views, man. Does it get views?
It gets views, and that is undeniable. If it is a cheat code, you buy an S1000, you do some stupid mod to it, and you get views. Jixer Bra's doing this currently. He has some crazy exhaust on his S1000. He's doing the Brazilian thing where you just ping it off the limiter. He literally tuned it to be at like 10K RPM so he can just do that and make it glow red for Instagram.
Yeah, it's like putting like a two-step thing on your like hot-rodded truck or whatever, squatted truck.
Or the burble tune stuff that just makes it loud for no reason.
Make weird sounds and shoot flames.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, for some reason the S1000 has just become that bike and has attracted, it's sort of like a chicken or an egg thing. It's like, is the S1000 that type of bike, or did the people buying it make it that type of bike, and like which attracts which? I don't know.
I mean, well, BMW has been attracting kind of, douchebags to their cars for a long time now. You know what I mean?
That's a fair point. And we were discussing why BMW S1000RR has reached the zeitgeist, and perhaps because of the actual badge. And yeah, like, you can make the turn signal jokes, the parking jokes, and guy in his Bluetooth headset. But even those jokes are kind of like old hat now.
100%.
And that's where a lot of this stuff kind of comes from, is these annoying fan bases have like so much baggage from like years and years of people owning them. And at some point, the stereotypes are just simply true. It
becomes gospel.
It becomes gospel. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like maybe you buy an S1000RR and you want to be different. You want to buck the trend. You say, I'm gonna be the change I want to see in the world, and then you end up making short form content, paying it off the limit at 3 a.m.
It's preordained in the stars.
It's preordained for you to be. So, is there any merit to S1000RR ownership? Is this bike amazing? Is it the best? No. No, it is not. It doesn't make any damn sense. It's just a clout machine. It's pretty fast for the motor, but it sucks in World Superbike. It's not that fun to ride. I don't believe there's any merit. Logan?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I have no interest in it.
Double X on that one. So S1000RR guys and Harley guys, no merit. I'm excited to talk about this one.
They just don't build them like they used to. Famous catchphrase of the Suzuki Purist.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. My Gixxer's got 100,000 miles on it. Your stupid RS660 wouldn't last 20. But Logan, do you want to subject yourself to 100,000 miles on a Gixxer 600?
No.
No.
No, I have no desire.
Doesn't make any damn sense.
B-Strom 1050?
Hey, maybe.
That's when it kind of makes sense. But yeah, in regards to all this, sport bike stuff, motorsports, the idea is continuous gradual improvement, right? That's kind of the whole idea of things are supposed to get better and more competitive and more exciting.
Yes.
And so to build a motorsports product that does the opposite of that and then be praised for it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there, and I've been saying this for a while, where if you are going racing, the whole point is to find marginal gains. That's literally the whole point of racing. It's to find the edge that makes you faster. Why are we celebrating a company that is not doing that? They are not trying to improve. They're not trying to change anything. And then people say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm like, okay, then find yourself in last place at the local race. Like, I don't understand the point of that, right? And then people say, whoa, well, that makes a great road product. I'm like, well, it's okay, so you're not even taking it on the track. You're just gonna be this giant baby who just rides their Gixxer Thou on the road for 100,000 miles, slapping it up in a straight line. None of it makes any sense. My cortisol level is spiking, Logan.
Chicken strips as wide as the day is long on a 100,000 mile Gixxer.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Because you'll hear them say, oh, but those Italian bikes are so unreliable. Oh, you got 20,000 miles on it now. Hit me up when you have 60. I'm like, I don't want to do 60,000 miles on my sport bike. If I wanted to do 60,000 miles, I'll go buy a Goldwing because I have a brain. You should not be doing 100,000 miles on a Gixxer 1000. You shouldn't. It doesn't make any damn sense. There's so much more, Logan. It's not even just, there's layers to this cake. It's not even just sport bike guys with Suzuki. It's the DRZ 400 guys too.
That's true.
Why does Suzuki have this thing where it's like anything they do is like, no, it's the right thing to do. They did it the right way. It's correct.
Yeah, I think it's like a neuroplasticity thing. I think someone was 25 in 2005 and life's awesome. The economy's great. Credit's easy to access, and they're like, I make $30,000 a year. I just bought a McMansion. I got a Gixxer in the garage. And I think this was the golden era. Life was perfect. Everything's been terrible since then. And I think they just latch on to the Suzuki is a totem of that moment of
a better time.
Better time.
Yeah, better time. And not me over here sweating bullets you know, because I just bought a 2009 motorcycle and I sing its praises a lot, basically being like, those are better days. So is there merit to it? As I just alluded to, there is some merit to the idea of a bulletproof, reliable, great motorcycle that you can buy, that you can own and run for a long, long time and not have to worry about it. And I suppose it is nice to know that your Gixxer can go 100,000 miles, because that implies that it has reliability beyond its intended use. You know, like if you're gonna go beat it on track, ride it on road, you know, get a good 40, 50,000 miles of use out of this thing before you ultimately sell it or whatever. That's great. I think that's great. So I will give you guys a question mark, a sort of like, I understand where you're coming from, but you need to perhaps expand your mind a little bit to understand that motorcycling is vast and broad, and other companies are trying to do new things. And it is not bad to do new things. Like, I agree with your neuroplasticity thing where, you know, people have a very stuck mindset of what is possible in motorcycling. And I'm like, why don't we dream big? Let's try new stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's Disney adults. I was happy as a kid watching Disney movies. I'm sad as an adult. What can make me happy? Watching Disney movies, going to Disneyland, being a 35-year-old Disney adult.
You can't go back in time. It only moves one direction. You can't put the snake skin back on the snake. Once it's peeled, it's done.
Molted.
It's over. It's molted. That's right. So I'm going to put a question mark. So what about you?
I think I was kind of mean, so I'll give it a yes. I'll say there's merit.
Wow.
Because I think
It's a complete 180. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's really boring, uninteresting. The defense of it is really ridiculous, but like I said, like, you know, V-Strom 1050, kind of cool because it is
cool.
old,
Yeah.
bulletproof, kind of this borderline like a retro product at this point with the V-twin and stuff. So
yeah,
there's definitely some merit to it. Am I going to be going around talking about how, yeah, they don't make them like they used to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, Suzuki's awesome? No, so.
Yeah. All right, we're nearing the end here. In the penultimate spot, we have a group of people who have endured my scorn for many, many years. I think they've all pretty much filtered out of the channel at this point ever since I did my GS review. BMW Boxer Enjoyers. And that's not Boxer Briefs, that is their Boxer engine, the BMW Boxer Brief Enjoyers. Those guys are great. You keep doing you. You wear your BMW undies and love life. So, BMW Boxer engine. The Boxer engine has been aged out of the zeitgeist, Logan, because if it was so great, why is nobody else making one? You know, the inline 4, the parallel twin, even the humble V-twin has been made by several other manufacturers.
For sure.
Boxer twin has not been made by anyone else into the modern age other than BMW. And what is the reasoning behind this, Logan?
Well, people that love Boxer engines, they love it for a handful of reasons, one of which, perfectly balanced. Sounds like a selling point to me.
Perfectly balanced.
Yeah, you know, and on a motorcycle you need balance, and they're perfectly balanced. The details of which I don't fully understand. Of course, the pistons are moving opposite one another.
Yeah.
But in my mind, any engine that's not balanced to near perfection would pull itself apart very quickly. So I'm assuming every motorcycle engine that hits the market is balanced to some degree.
Yeah, you got counter shafts that balance things because quick little physics lesson for you here. When the pistons move, you create forces at the bottom, you have secondary and primary forces, and if they're not in balance, you get vibrations. The thing wants to shake itself apart, as Logan said. However, when you built it such that the pistons kind of counteract each other, they are perfectly in balance. But here's where I want to talk to you BMW guys. Now come here. Come here. Come close. If you want perfect balance, you need a gold wing, because 2 cylinders is not going to do it. You need 6 to create absolute perfect, silky smooth balance. And it's the reason why when you ride a gold wing in the way that you ride your GS, which is really just slapping it up on the highway, it is perfectly silky smooth, because that is the only way to get perfect engine balance by the pistons count. You need 6 cylinders. You can't do it with 2. And you know what else grinds my gears about this, Logan? It's the stickers. It's the stickers on the panniers that say, think outside the box. And it's the 2 Boxer things. It is a very annoying fan base, but similar to the Harley guys, they kind of exist in their own world. A lot of it is very like internet forum, you know. These are the kind of guys that like comment on like a Revzilla article. Like they don't interact in like normal online spaces.
Well, Lance, what you don't understand is it's perfectly balanced.
But they need their safe space on the internet. You can't hang in the YouTube comments section posting stuff like that. They're just be like, I didn't read that old timer, get out of here. So It's kind of a brutal world out there, you know?
It is always typically like retaliation. Like they're like, someone say, your GS is lame, or your R12 9T, whatever, is a lame, worse version of a Bonneville.
Yeah.
And they'll say, but hold on, the Boxer engine is special because it's perfect. The other thing they say is low center of gravity, where it's like, you don't need to care so much about a low center of gravity when your bike doesn't weigh 700 pounds.
Yeah, so I don't really understand, and I love, you know, in the comments I see this a lot about me, where it's like, oh, once you reach a certain age, you'll get the bagger thing, you'll get the GS thing, give it time, you'll make it there. I don't know if I ever will, Logan. And maybe they'll say, well, that's because you have arrested development and you're just, you know, a child at heart or whatever. But I'd rather die happy and free and loving life and enjoying my motorcycles than subject myself to a Boxer engine when I know better. I know better. So no, there is no merit to the Boxer. I'm sorry. There's not.
Yeah, I'll say there's no merit also, but it's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, come on, who cares that much about your stupid Boxer engine? So I don't think there's merit to it. Come on, who cares?
Moving on to the most annoying fan base. What could it be?
Last motorcycle, most annoying fan base, of course, is none other than the Yamaha R6 Evangelists.
Has to be. Has to be. To me, we made this list and I was like, there is no doubt in my mind, this is the most annoying specimen of
100%.
motorcycling. This really started, I think, when the R7 was announced.
Yeah, definitely.
It was insane, the amount of people that came out the woodwork. People who have never, maybe you've never even seen an R6 in person. Malaysian children who have R115s or whatever. Bot farms in Indonesia just commenting about the death of the R6 and the titanium valves and the 16,000 RPM. And I had to look it up for like production numbers for the R6. I'm like, there's no way there's even that many that sold that like made this such a like cultural phenomenon. It hands down to me the most annoying people in motorcycling. Yeah. Hands down.
It's just the least funny meme ever. You know what I mean? Where it's something
tiresome. It's so tiresome.
It's something people say, they believe it with their entire heart, but with no factual evidence, no firsthand experience, no whatever. Yeah, it's just like a meme. The inline 4 guys in general are pretty bad, but the R6 guys blow the inline 4 evangelists out of the water. Like it's almost alien in their perception of like how special this motorcycle is. Because isn't even to like for a couple years it was really special for even the category and the class. But I think across the whole pantheon, it's like there's a lot of high revving, pretty quick 600s that were made in that time. You know?
Yeah, it's specifically like an 08 to like 09 R6. It's the one we had as a giveaway that it was like the one that you wanted to get. It was like really special and all that, but it also wasn't even like that amazing. We're not talking about like, I don't know, like an RC51 or like, you know, an NSR from Honda. Like this was a mass-produced 600 class sport bike that did pretty well in racing and has just developed this like insane cult following. And what I think happened is it was the R7 that really was like, I cannot believe Yamaha would do this. This is no replacement for the R6. But then it was the R9 too.
Yeah, that really doubled down.
They doubled down on it, and then people were like, this is no replacement for the R6. I'm like, neither one of these was ever meant to really be one. We have just moved on. And much to your thing about Suzuki, the totems and living in the past, there is, I think, this perception about like, well, my high revving 600 is the greatest form of motorcycling that has ever existed. Nothing can ever surpass that. And to that I say, please try any new middleweight product currently on sale today. Street 77765 RS, faster than an R6 everywhere, more comfortable, more refined, more capable on track. R9, a better bike in almost every way. Much like the Suzuki thing, like things are just, the march of progress is going, you know, like R6 is I think, cool heritage product now.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool heritage product. And if you want to enjoy one on track, the way it was meant to be enjoyed, and lovingly care for it, parts availability are plentiful, it is a cool thing to kind of appreciate. But if you're sitting there constantly commenting about how the R7 and the R9, my guys, take a chill pill, you know?
The comparisons and always. I think a lot of it has to do with Yamaha kind of like, in my opinion, sort of botched like the marketing for the R7 and the R9 during that whole time of like, you know, people, the R6 was discontinued and people thought the R1 might be discontinued too. And then they're like, oh, we got all these like crappy parallel twin and triples. This sucks, everything sucks. And Yamaha wasn't very like open about what sort of the plan was the R7 was not a replacement. Even the R9's not a replacement. It's a different type of bike for a different place in time. And maybe that's too nuanced for the average 600 rider, right? I don't know.
The average 600 rider, as someone so eloquently put on our Discord server, is an illiterate fellow.
Yeah, right.
I don't think that, but yeah. So I think there is an iota of merit to this. There is perhaps like a 10 to 15% merit to this idea. I will give you a question mark, R6 people, but for the love of God, just let it go. Please let it go. The bike's not coming back. It's over. We have new stuff now. You can get a ZX6. Maybe that's too big of a pill to swallow, but you can still get a 600. Gixxer 600 is there waiting for you.
Right.
Brand new. Go get one. You can still buy one brand new the same way it was made in like 09. Logan, any merit?
No.
Damn.
No.
No merit. No quarter given from Logan.
Nah.
600 squids. Out there with the guillotine. Well, boys, those are our ranking of the most annoying motorcycle fan bases. What do you think? We tried to be fair, tried to have some fun. Keep it light, keep it civil in the comments, because I know you will. Of course you will, because you made it all the way to the end of the video before you decided to comment. Of course you did. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. See you later.